our captains from both teams for the opening coin toss, followed by the playing of our national anthem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of Kern High Network Football live from East Bakersfield High as the 0-5 Blades take on the 2-4 Foothill Trojans. Kenny Calvin, Rick Van Horn, and Kevin Willie. The voice of Robert Chavez behind us. It's going to be a great night, Coach. We had a shocker last year.
We did, and we might have had the game of the year last year between these two, even though this year they are in different leagues. This is East High in the Mountain League, Foothill in the Horizon League. So this is really a non-league game, but it's got a lot of ramifications because this is a battle for the East Side.
You know, and that's one of the things that resonated last year, Coach, was, you know, you had a Foothill team playing lights out coming into the game. East High was trying to find their way through the season and just came away with a phenomenal night on homecoming. You know, this year, 0-5 Blades looking to try to find some kind of success as they get ready to head into league play next week. What do you feel they got to do tonight?
Well, they've just got to find their identity. You know, they haven't been scoring a lot of points, giving up a lot of points. So, you know, you got to score points to win games. So that's what the focus is on tonight. They're averaging about 10 points a game. You know, the good thing for the East High Blades is a guy named Deloney is not on the other side.
Right.
And if you remember him from last year, he was the load. And Foothill was probably the team of the year last year. They were 9-0 at one point. Played probably in 3 of the top 4 games of the year in the county. Against East, against Highland, and against South.
Well, my former team captain is now the principal there in Ryan Guyvick. You were his coach. I had a chance to talk to him as I walked up the hill, and one of the things he said, Kenny, Coach, he was like, Kenny, you know me. I don't come from this losing, so we got to figure something out. You know, because we have guys walking around campus that aren't even coming out to play. That's one of our biggest deals, is trying to get guys motivated to come out here and play.
That's it.
Especially after the season they had last year.
That's right. You got to get guys excited. You got to create an atmosphere that they like to be in, not have to be in. And, you know, that's what a lot of the good programs around town have done, is they've created an environment that kids like to be around.
Absolutely. You know, so tonight, like we said in the past, records don't mean much in these battles. It's just about who wants it more, and we end up having a great game.
In these neighborhood rivalries, East Highland, East Foothill, Foothill Highland, you can even throw Miramonte in, which is really not in the neighborhood, but we'll let them in, you know.
Right. I mean, you know, I'm a Compton Junior High guy, so I understand how important it is for a lot of the guys that were teammates at the lower level. You grow into different directions. You may have to move, you know, a few blocks down, and now you change districts. People underestimate the value of this contest. A lot of tradition, a lot of history, and a lot of great names that we'll highlight as we go through the broadcast.
Yeah, you know, back in the day, the winner of this game, we had some kids that would migrate. You know, whoever won the game, you were going to get some transfers the following year. So we took that to heart. So we didn't lose a lot of them. So because we knew you win these games, those kids would come over.
Right, Coach. And I mean, you had the experience of coming here, you know, over 2 decades ago, revamping the program, getting your own championship. What was it like for you getting guys motivated to play that wasn't as excited before you were here?
Yeah, you know, you got these guys that would look in the door. They didn't really know what was going on, but there was a lot of music playing. It looked like a lot of happy faces, guys getting bigger, stronger. And then they started walking in the door, and that's what it took. And, you know, you're not going to do it in one year, but, you know, it should take 4 years. And if you can't do it within then you've got a problem.
Right. I mean, and I was a part of one of your staffs when we won one of those ships, so it felt good to watch you do it so much ahead of schedule, you know, that it set a new tone for athletics in football on the east side based on the fact that, you know, once you had a guy like J.R. Henderson building gyms behind me, you know, it took something like a guy like you to come in and help continue the brand.
And that was one of our motivations is we had a great basketball program there, Joe Dominguez. So we had to get to their level to compete, and we did. And then we're, as long as we're at the even keel, I feel good.
Absolutely, Coach. You know, I love reflecting on those times. A lot of those players are now coaching. Robert Chavez, who's the voice of the PA, was one of those players as well.
Right.
So it's an honor to have him as my broadcast partner, you know, for our Renegade games.
And you guys will be together tomorrow night.
Heading down to San Bernardino. Might be a contest where hopefully we can come back with a smile on our face, but we'll see. But tonight it's about the Blades, homecoming 2022. And Foothill Trojans looking to establish their identity as well. They got some tough games coming up. Got to play Arvin. Getting used to playing the big, important games that mean something. But tonight, this means something to the whole East Side community. And let's get it going. Special thanks to our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union. We also want to thank our boss down at Kern High School District Superintendency, Stan Green, and our team on the Kern High Network. Also the East High Administration. And we'll get to some of those names. But right now, we got a muff kickoff. It's some great coverage, and uh-oh.
Wow. That's just good coverage by Foothill High School. Trojans in all white. I tell you what, this field is looking very good. I don't know if we've seen the field so far, even though this is homecoming for East High. They've had a lot of the floats already done and all that, and then they'll just wait till halftime to announce their king and queen, what they call Bobby and Betty Blade.
Homecoming memories in the hometown. Trips open set for the East High Blades. Single high safety look. Man coverage in a great block, but penetration and a tackle right at the line of scrimmage by the Foothill defense.
Eric Romero for East High on the carry, a junior. Eric looks like he's got some size on him.
Yeah, that was a great blitz pickup, you know, as Foothill sent pressure, but fortunately for the Trojans, the defender fell right into the pathway of the ball, or the runner. 2nd and 10. Shotgun double set for the Blades. 3 deep look for Foothill. Now we have our first pass of the contest. And he's escaping through. And that's a nice scramble for about 7 yards by Moore.
That's going to bring up about a 3rd and 3 for the Blades. This is the first time I've seen East High. I don't know.
Mine too, Coach.
Okay.
Mine too.
So I tell you what, Matt Moore, he moves around pretty well.
Yeah, Coach, pretty much all season it's been me and you, you know, attached to the hip. You know, I'm glad we can get this classic battle back because I'm telling you, last year I saw some of the memories come up recently about that game, and it was phenomenal. Some one-hand catches down to the wire, and the East Side pulled it out.
Overtime game, yeah.
Yes. So important 3rd and 2 for the Blades.
Man coverage, no free safety here.
Wow.
Oh, long count by East High. Should be an offside on Foothill. That's going to give East High a 1st down.
You're absolutely right, Coach Van Horn. Encroachment.
Something that was far and few between last night for the Miramonte Lions.
Yeah, tough loss for the Miramonte Lions. Wasn't able to do pretty much anything all night.
Ball at the Blades, 34-yard
Golden
line.
Valley.
1st and 10.
Coach Kane thanked us for coming out. Wanted to thank the Kern High Network team for highlighting this team, and I think that was one of the things that got them motivated to play. Quick screen is caught.
To number 1, Paul Campus.
That was Campus. That's how you win 1st down. He got about 7 yards on that 1st down play. We talk about that all the time. Win 1st down, 6 yards or more.
Absolutely.
Gain of 8.
Put yourself in second and 3. Going to give you a great opportunity to be successful.
And the good thing about it, you know, East High is very balanced. They'll run, but they will throw the ball, especially if they get single coverage on the backside, which is what they're getting.
RPO read zone, and that's tackle for a loss or a short 1 yard gain. Romero on the carry.
Tackle made by number 64, Jaden Martinez. Gain of 1.
I'm glad we only do 2 games a week because I tell you what, you brought food. East High provided us food tonight. Last night, Miramonte was great.
Absolutely.
Like they always are.
Also had the great booths and vendors out there. Got me a nice agua fresca water. It was delicious.
Nice job by Foothill defense. That's going to bring up. Oh, that's going to give a first down to East High. But that was a hard-fought 2 yards there for East High.
You know, and it's the simple things that give you that confidence, Coach. Early when you've been struggling all season, 2 first downs can be a monumental thing for your confidence.
When you're only scoring 10 points a game, yeah, 2 first downs in a row is big.
They go right back to that dive, and they're having some success on those first downs, Coach.
Number 42, Eric Romero.
Eric Romero. Uh-oh, we've got a flag here.
Penalty flag after the play.
Sideline warning
Sideline warning.
against East High.
So Coach B.B. Carrasco, who was part of the same foster family agency I was when I first moved back home after I retired, excited to see him try to get his offense going. But right now he's a little too excited. I need to back those guys up. Where you get back, Coach, at?
Yeah.
Second and 5.
That was our guy, Frank Rodriguez.
Coach Rodriguez.
Rest in peace, Frank.
Man, big Rodriguez.
Yeah.
No, and
that was his job, his only job. Get back, get back.
I hated that job.
I think we were doing that before you see the major colleges now doing that. They've got their strength coach pulling the coach back and pushing the players back. We were doing that back in '94.
Absolutely. Second and 5. Double set with a tight wing to the right. They're going right to the power play, and they got some blocks, and it's a nice one. And it looks like a nice first down run by number 42.
Romero with the first down again. That's 3 first downs in a row.
So Romero doing a great job.
Now what we forgot to mention, because the type of offense Foothill has been running is that double wing boa constrictor offense. So once they get the ball, they're only looking for 3 yards.
All right.
3 times 4 is 12. That's a first down. Nothing big. Last year they were fortunate because they had Deloney and some other Reynolds that could run and give them the big play.
Right now, Romero.
Oh, we got a flag.
Romero looking like he ready for the big plays tonight, but they got a hold right at the point of emphasis.
It looks like it's coming back against the Blades.
So the Blades, for the first time, will be behind the chains. And those are the things that usually keep.
Oh, we got an offsetting.
Oh, offsetting. So that's going to be a nice situation for the Blades, because what I was about to say is, you know, one of the things that takes that momentum away is getting behind the chains.
Exactly right. And what East High has to do against type of Foothill offense that Foothill runs is make long drives. Whether you're running, mixing in a pass here and there, you have to keep the ball out of their hands, because once they get it.
Oh, yeah, they're trying to put it to sleep.
Yeah.
Not a very fan-friendly way of playing the game, but very effective when you have the right pieces.
Again, you've got single coverage out there. And he's got some room out there.
Oh.
That was a time Moore should have probably tucked it and ran because he had some daylight out there.
Yes, he did, because that ended up being about 4 yards short, and he actually had room in an open
A
receiver.
lot of room because, that's what happens when you get that man coverage. Quarterback is usually unaccounted for.
We saw a great formation last night when they went heavy and ran that quick out. Almost ended up a touchdown after, on that 15-yard quick out.
The Abbott boys who were introduced to us last night.
Very impressed by the Abbott boys. We're assuming they're brothers. Right now, this offensive line is busting open, and Romero is showing out.
Brought down by number 23, Darian Rodriguez.
Rodriguez on the stop.
Good
First down.
18-yard gain there by Romero. Last night we had Talon
15-yard
Tyjon Young.
Jones. Yeah.
Tyjon Jones.
He had 100 yards in the first half.
Oh, yeah.
And the way Romero's going, he may be on that same track.
Absolutely, Coach. If you just walked in and saw this team for the first time, no way you think they were 0-5 right now. 1st and 10, Blades. Going right back to the power with Romero with nice pursuit and penetration by the defensive line of the Trojans.
Tackle made by number 9, Isaac Montoya.
Isaac Montoya on the tackle.
Last year is one of those groups. Foothill had when Wasco had one of those groups too, and they were definitely one of the teams of the year. Foothill and Wasco, but they've got some size out there. But last year, they really had size.
Oh yeah, definitely disappointing to not hear more of those guys playing at the collegiate level right now because they had some potential. Hopefully we see them later, but right now we got a 2nd and 9 for the Blades.
Man coverage.
They're going after it, Coach. Nice comeback route.
Oh,
still
he
on
makes
his
a
feet.
tackle.
And that's going to be a touchdown, Blades. Wow.
Frank Fonseca for the Blades, number 2, senior.
Well, Coach, we just criticized Moore's arm on that rollout left where he threw it 4 yards short. On that play, that was a pro-style comeback route, 17 and come back to 15.
Yeah.
Amazing pass.
Great throw, great catch. And then was yards after catch there that he broke that tackle and took it in for 6.
Amazing effort by the Blades. And like we said, ladies and gentlemen, something about Foothill coming down the street hypes these young men up over here off Mount Vernon. Money earning Mount Vernon, we're going to call it. If they keep scoring like that. Kick is up. Kick is good, and the Blades have a 7-0 lead. We'll take our first break and be back with more Kern High Network football right after this.
East High Blades 7, Foothill Trojans 0.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong, grow your possibilities.
All right, we are back. The East High Blades struck blood first and are up 7-0. I guess the Blades are sharp tonight. Right now, they got coverage downfield. Amazing coverage. And it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 31. Good field position, but great coverage as it was a short kick.
Elias Trevino got a warm welcome there by some of the East High Blades on that short return.
Speaking of Trevino, Coach, when I researched stats for them, he's pretty much the bulk of their offense from a scoring perspective. I want to say he has 5 rushing touchdowns on the year so far, and that's one of the things about Foothill. They've been able to put up some points. They just haven't been able to close the deal.
Well, as we talked about, here comes that boa constrictor double wing.
They go toss sweep right away.
Darian Rodriguez on the carry.
Nice first down play by Foothill.
Right,
And that's one thing you can't let these guys do. They want you to play in a phone booth. They want you to play in a phone booth. Occasionally, if they get a speed guy like Reynolds last year, they're going to get to the outside. And when they try that, that's the time you can't let them out there. You got to keep it in the phone booth.
There you go, Coach. And they tried to have it contained there, but some of that speed from Rodriguez got around the edge.
Because they got 7 yards on that, 4 more yards than what they really wanted.
Now they're going right back to the toss sweep again, and great penetration by the defense.
Yeah. So now they lose 3 yards. Now they're back to even.
Great
Actually,
play. Backfield.
Yeah, they lost 4 yards on that.
Yeah, Patino is there as well, and Gomez for the Blades. But that's one of the things you talked about, Coach. You can't be successful with that 3 yards in a cloud of dust, losing 3.
That's right, and that's one thing you can't do in this offense is lose yardage and you can't fumble. You can't turn the ball over.
3rd and 8, and this will be a great opportunity for the Blades if they can get them off the field. And we see our first pass of the game by Foothill, and that's D'd up very nicely by the secondary of the Blades. And we have our first punt of the football game, and great job by East High coming out with some intensity.
4th and 8 for the Trojans.
Definitely not in the mathematical formula for Foothill to punt, because you'll very rarely see double wing teams what?
Yep.
They won't punt.
They won't punt. They'll keep
for it.
going for it. Yep.
If they're 3rd and 3, they're going for it.
Yep, 4th and 2, they're going for it. Now with that rugby style of kick, they may be setting up a fake later.
Oh, we talk about it all the time. Kid and Lars.
Let them know, Coach.
East High lost 15 yards right there just from not catching that. Just a fair catch would have saved them 15 yards.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, one of me and Coach's pet peeves, and I got it from him because he coached me to not do this. As a punt returner, you have to make sure you're fielding the ball, because if you don't, the hitting yardage is usually what costs football games, especially when teams are at the average level. You need every single one of those yards, and that was about 16, 17 extra yards off the bounce.
It was.
So a long field for East High, heading south.
And the big thing about a punt return is you can raise your hand and you can't hit me. All I got to do is catch it. Fair catch it. You're not going to get hit. Foothill playing a lot of man coverage. They feel pretty comfortable in there. Big hole for
offense is looking great.
Oh, we got a big run by Romero, but we've got a flag. I don't know. Probably going to be a hold, and it is.
Yeah, I get what you're saying there, Coach, because it looked like it almost could have been a face mask as the tackle that he broke was up high. Nonetheless, it's going to be a hold, and that'll back them up 10.
So we talked about that hitting yards. So right now, off the punt, they lost 15 yards. They get a 15-yard penalty. Now they're minus 30 just on hidden yardage.
And when you're average football team trying to find yourself, you need every inch.
So now that forces you to go to 93 yards now.
Well, I said the offensive line is looking great, but we've seen a couple of holding penalties, and maybe that's why.
I don't know why they needed that. That hole was big enough to drive a truck through.
They go right back to that ISO.
Romero up the middle.
Short 2-yard gain and bring up 2nd and about 14.
Good job by Foothill. Mike Gregg's Foothill defense. Mike Gregg calls the defense for Foothill High School.
Legendary names on that Foothill defensive side of the football.
There's another guy over there. It was my old safety partner, Randy Maples.
Maples, coach. I remember Coach when I was playing at BC. Coach would come up and watch and study the films to bring our system down to be ran at this level. It was amazing. That's a nice swing route.
It is.
Still on his feet. Gets a lot of that penalty yardage back, and that's going to be about 15 yards.
That is. That's going to give him about a 3rd and 4.
Great effort by.
And I can't tell, was that Fonseca number 2 again?
I missed the number on that, but definitely, yeah, definitely was Fonseca, Coach. 3rd and 3. 1:30 to play in this first quarter, live from East High Stadium. Wheeler Stadium, I should say.
I think he's still going to be a little short.
Oh. So we got the bad angle.
Yeah, they're going to give it to him. Guess what? They're exactly where they would have been if they would have fair caught that ball.
All the stressing you just had to do for those three plays. You could have been there if you fielded the punt. Words of wisdom. Words of wisdom from the great Van Horn.
From Independence 7. Scots 7.
Good battle going on on the other east side. Highland Independence 7-7. Romero.
Coach, I am so impressed with the offensive line's ability to move the POW through this first quarter.
I'm surprised we haven't heard about this Romero. He's a load.
Right, because he was nowhere in the stat sheet. And right now, with 23 seconds left to play, he's been the dominant factor in the first quarter.
He's probably well into the 60-yard range and rushing in the first quarter. And he's already carried the ball close to 12 times.
Absolutely. So since we have a few seconds, we're going to wind it down to the first quarter, and we will be back with more Kern High Network action. East High Blades up 7 over the Foothill Trojans with Settle.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, live from East High. The Blades looking sharp tonight, fighting clawing their way out of the dungeon as they were on the 3-yard line, Coach. Great opportunity for them to build that momentum that they're working on.
Yep, got a second, second and about 4, which means they got good yardage on first down.
Now a pass out in the flat, and that's going to be a good tackle, but another –
it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a little short.
That's a great spot by that official, too. He was right on top of that.
Yeah.
That was a great tackle by the defender.
Oh,
and they gave him the first down. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot see where Coach is, but he is standing exactly where the official is standing to try to give him the mark of short. Nonetheless, officials reward the effort, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Blades.
And that came in from the white hat because he did not give them a first down on that side judge there.
Wow, yeah, the white hat overruled Judge Wapner. 11:28 to play. We want to thank the East High administration, Carla Stallworth, AP of Instruction, Megan Mawson. AP of Administration, Roberto De La Rosa. Athletics Director, James Dominguez, who let me in VIP through the parking lot. Activities Director, Sarah Downey.
We've got it all for naught. We've got a flag on that. What's the number on that, Kenny? Can you tell?
Well, let's see. I got my binoculars today. So the penalty's going to bring it back. It looks like it may have.
Is that number 24?
It looks like number 24 and number 2 down there.
Well, that's Lorenzo Patino, number 24. That was just got that edge, and he was gone.
Oh, man, that was tough. As I'm trying to give credit to the administration, he's trying to give credit to his offensive line and chop down the sideline. Nonetheless, the holding penalty is going to bring it all the way back. And that would have shocked the house if that stayed. Well, they said Coach Cal didn't get to see that, so let's back it up 5 yards and do it again. 1st and 15 for the Blades.
They backed that one up 15, though.
Man, oh, tough blow for the Blades. So they're going to come back out in that trips open set. Moore dropping back to pass.
The screen here.
Oh, and it looks like he.
Great defense by Foothill. Who was that? Number 84. Kenneth Ortiz. And Trevino.
Second and 18 from the 30.
They had what they wanted set up, Coach, but just great job by that outside backer and defensive back fighting off the blocks like Daniel Calvin used to do.
I see a Big 12, all Big 12 defensive tackle walking through, and right behind him is about a 4'3" Andre Smith, who was a 2,000-yard rusher in high school.
And both my little cousins, little big cousins, I should say.
We're going to have another hold against East High. Kind of got to put that on Matt Moore there because you can't hold the ball that long. By that time, you've got to take off and make some plays with your feet.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, we put a lot of pressure on the big guys to play perfectly, but it's tough when guys get to scrambling or changing direction.
And you've got to – that quarterback's holding the ball for five seconds. That goes back on the quarterback.
So we talked about East High trying to gain the momentum or continue to ride the momentum for Coach Carrasco, but it looks like it's going the opposite direction right now.
And it looks like Foothill declined that penalty. That's going to bring up a 3rd and about 17.
3rd and 18.
Shotgun double set for the Blades. Single high safety for the Trojans. Stun inside, and they got pressure, but that's caught, and it's close to a first down, and that's going to be a yard short. But a great catch by number 17, Sammy Ramos.
George Ortiz, excuse us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my roster may have not been updated. So we'll make sure we use the freshest one because I had 17 as
the program.
Sammy Ramos.
Program has George Ortiz, number 17, and a nice throw by Matt Moore and a nice catch by Ortiz.
Oh, they dropped the fake punt. Oh, they go for the fake punt, trying to run a 99. 99 to the right, 88, or 88 to the right, 99 to the left, and drop the snap. And it's to turnover on downs, the first devastating mistake for the Blades. Talk about catching a break for the Trojans.
Yeah, if you're East High, you can't blame them for going, taking a chance, especially when you're 0-5.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely got to take chances. And they going ISO right there through the B gap. Great defense by the Blades. Coach, what may frustrate the fans is, you know, hey, you're at the 45. Why not just line up and run a play? It's 4th and less than 2 yards. You know, you try to get fancy and do a little trickeration, and a guy that's not used to getting the snap drops the ball, and you're giving up some great field position. But hindsight is 20/20, and now it's 2nd and 10 or 2nd and 8 for the Trojans. Oh, and that looked like some motion right there. That's definitely going to set them back behind the chains. And, Coach, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this only their 2nd drive of the football game?
For Foothill.
Yeah, for Foothill.
I believe it is.
And that, we talked about Foothill being the ball control offense. East High's been doing a good job of it tonight so far until the turnover.
Well, I think they've had enough experience playing against this double-wing team that they know what to expect.
Yeah, and they knew how to expect that sweep right there because it was about 8 defenders over there led by number 5, Gabriel Gutierrez.
And that's what you want. You play a double-wing team, you want to force them to pass. Now they're in a situation, they're 3rd and 14, almost 3rd and 15 here. This offense is not designed to throw the ball.
Yeah, and that's one of the things Mr. Guyvey was saying, that, you know, we're playing teams that we're outmatched and outmanned. We got to execute, and that's not, we haven't been doing that. It's not our strength suit. 3rd and 14. Fake the reverse, and they going with that corner route, and it was a nice design, but it's going to be incomplete.
There's no reason for that. That's a 2-man route. Max protection, 3rd and 15. If you're a DB, you're licking your chops, right?
Absolutely. Deep is the deepest. Keep everything in front of you.
When you got 6 guys covered 2, that's pick city.
Right, but hey, the Blades avoid disaster. Don't give up points off the turnover. And doing a great job keeping the Foothill team that scored a lot of points this season from getting any kind of rhythm.
Let's see if Foothill's in that same mindset. They might have a little trickeration. Nope.
Oh, and that was nearly blocked.
And we don't catch the ball again. You actually gained some yards there, plus 10 on that one.
Yeah, he got lucky right there, little wobbler. You know, I was watching the ball, but I was also watching this young lady trying to steal my tacos, eyeballing my tacos below me. Got to keep an eye out over here. You know, it's taco season. You know,
that's right.
Homecoming. And I said pregame, you know, it's more of a tradition for me. You know, I grew up on the east side. Some of the best tacos in town. Period. But I always have tacos at Tacos de Huicho before I come, so I had to make sure we were loaded today, Coach.
That's right.
Moore hands it off, and that's some nice blocking. Uh-oh, and around the corner, and another block. And this Romero kid has been very impressive tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
He has. That's a gain of about 14 there. We talked about him. He's closed in on 100 in this first half alone.
Absolutely, and this is one of the things that can help a young team going in the league play start feeling better about themselves. It's just finding your one guy. Find one guy that believes in the system, and let's ride his coattails.
Yeah. And they've got a couple. They got some receivers that can catch it. They got a quarterback that I'm impressed with, is Matt Moore.
They go right back to the power to the right.
Oh,
this
he breaks through.
Broke it across the 50. And it's a foot race. And he's being tackled from behind. But another amazing run by Romero.
That puts him over 100. And we're in a quarter and a half.
Brought down on the play by number 3, Anthony Ledesma.
Coach, how about the stiff arm and spin move in traffic between the tackles? That's big time, next level football right there. Got me getting tangled up trying to mimic the move. That was an amazing spin move by Romero. 1st and 10 for the Blades.
9-yard run for Romero on that last play. Romero
probably as a play caller, he just ran the ball about 45 yards. I might give him a break on this next play. So what I'm looking for is Matt Moore to run an RPO and see what he's got around the edge.
That's a great crystal ball moment for you, Coach. You usually pull your crystal ball out once a week for me and tell me something that's usually coming.
One thing, you got to give Romero a break here.
And there goes Moore. He keeps it, and he gets it out to the flat.
Ooh.
Oh, just incomplete over the outstretched fingers.
He just put a little bit too much on that, too much spin on that one. That was more on the quarterback than it was on the receiver.
Yeah, and that's one of the few of the things we've seen out of Romero. He still has some of the jitters, a little bit of the jitters because he's open, he's running, he's having guys open, putting a little bit too much on it here and there. Little short on some of them, but we have seen a couple of passes where he's hitting them right on the dart. So you know he has the capability.
Yeah.
He just has to find himself.
He's been impressive on the timing routes. 1, 2, 3 slant, boom, go. The Blades are in a 3rd and 10. After that big 45-yard run by Romero, they're back into a 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10.
All right, and they got that matchup. Oh, and it's a corner route, and this. Oh, it looks like it's caught, Coach, and that is caught. Amazing catch, as it looked like it died in the air a little bit short, but great effort coming back to the ball.
I'm trying to see. That's number 5, it looks like.
Number 5, indeed.
Gabriel Gutierrez.
Amazing catch by Gutierrez, but just like you said, Coach, Matt Moore does have some ability once he steps into the throw. It was a little short, but I think the corner route was ran a little bit more to the pylon than to the sideline than it should have been.
Yeah, and he actually had the post. All he had to do was take his eyes, take that free safety out of there a little bit with his eyes, and then come back with that post because it was wide open.
It definitely was. I thought that's where he was coming, Coach, on the backside. But, hey, great job by the Blades. 1st and goal, Romero.
See, Romero's had about a 2-play break here, so he's ready to go.
Romero up the middle.
Feed the big dog.
Coach, correct me if I'm wrong, but does it look like we're looking at a team that's finding its confidence, doing some things, spreading it out? You told me that they like to throw the football, but they've been doing a great job running it as well tonight.
Yeah.
Halftime festivities.
And Romero just came out of the game.
Your team, our blade band and color guard, and
So-
our homecoming court.
And now,
Oh, we got a late flag.
But we do have a penalty
Oh.
flag on the play.
We got a
It's gonna
late
be
flag,
for holding.
and it's going to be a hold, and that's going to back them up.
It's time.
So that'll make it about
Maximum 10 yards.
2nd and about 13 for the Blades. And right as you're knocking on the door, trying to put your stamp on this first half, you get another one that kind of sets you behind the chains.
And we have timeout on the field, timeout East High. That's their first.
that's going to be
timeout
about a
of the half.
2nd and goal from the 12. No chance for a first down.
All right, so we'll stay here, Coach. I mean, hopefully some of our guys can send us some scores tonight. We'll give you guys some updates. We definitely want to thank our Valley Strong Credit Union sponsor. I got the greatest director in the world, Kevin Willie. I got my coach, Van Horn. Coach, I love reflecting on tradition when we do games. It gives me goosebumps whether we were connected to the programs or not. So seeing, East High team, I reflect back to the great Brady Batten era. They had my cousin Larry Daniels in the backfield. Larry was probably one of the best backs in the central section at the time, and he chose to go to the Navy after football just based on the fact that, he wasn't in a situation where he was just winning a whole lot of games. But a lot of great tradition in this East High football world.
Yeah, there is, and there's been, going way back. It was established in 1938, so at that time there was only two high schools, Bakersfield High, East High. So all their games early on, other than the one game against Bakersfield, was we're playing Fresno High, Roosevelt, and we'll let this play go. There he goes, wide open.
Moore finally hits him, and now they got a touchdown for the Blades.
It looked like Tito Santiago for the Blades.
You know, and one of those roles where we were talking about, Coach, he's overthrown. He's had something that he scored. Good to see him finally connect on that boot pass that you called. He had
a little on that little lollipop out there.
So the head coach champion to the East High sideline hyped up. And first time all season, the Blades are up 3-0 looking for 14. Kick is up. Kick is good, and we have a 14-0 lead, and we told you, ladies and gentlemen, records mean nothing when it comes to the battle on the east side.
4:25 remaining in the first half. East Side Blades 14, Foothill Trojans 0.
So you see the excitement from the young guys. It's homecoming. You got a packed house, a beautiful crowd, amazing food all over the stadium. You know, but just seeing these young guys finally have something to smile for. You know, when you're an 0-5 team, which I don't know much about personally as a player, but I've seen a lot of teams struggle and you lose guys and you don't have enough guys that want to compete. Seeing guys finally see the rewards pay off, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and you know, we've been to, this is our second homecoming, and you see the crowd here on the east side. East High side, I should say. We're at the east side, but this is the East High side. This fuels them. So this is going to keep those guys that are thinking about that. Oh, you know, I'm not having so much fun out here, and you know, and this and that. This will keep them going.
Absolutely.
Maybe they'll catch fire, and the Blades will catch fire.
Right, and as you say that, Coach, you see the smiles on some of these players' faces. But right now, you got a Foothill team looking to try to get some good field position.
I tell you what, I gotta get about a shout out to number 28 from the Blades there, Steve Reyes. If you saw him, he was like he was shot out of a cannon there.
Right,
number
Coach.
28, Steve Reyes.
And that's one of the points that we made the other day. When you're playing well and you're scoring points and you start to have a better output, now your special teams start to play a little bit better. Your 2s and 3s are playing better.
Yeah, everybody's got a pep in their step. This is exactly what Eastside needs. You need to get a 2-touchdown, 2-score lead against these double-wing tees, double-wing offenses.
Right, and that's a traffic jam back there, but and that's going nowhere. 5-yard loss. And a great job by Inspired Defense. Defense for the Blades. We haven't talked much about them overall, but they're doing a great job throughout this first quarter. Anytime you're shutting down an offense that's been averaging 30 points a game, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, and you know, reflecting back to last year, this game, East High, some coaches have a formula against these double-wing tees because it's not an ordinary offense that you see every week. So you got to come with that 5-man front. Sometimes some guys use a 6-man front, but you're playing it in a phone booth.
Right. Now that was a nice run, about 5 yards for Foothill. And just like you said, Coach, they have all 11 of their guys within a 9-yard span between the tackles. And now it looks like we have a injury timeout with 3:19 to play in this second quarter. So we'll take a quick injury timeout break. Come back with more Kern High Network action with Keenan Calvin, Rick Van Horn, and Kevin Willie right after this.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong, grow your possibilities.
From the 36-yard line.
So we're back, ladies and gentlemen, 3rd and 8. for the Trojans. And if it wasn't a more important time to get a first down, I think it was right now if you're the Blades. Oh, and he might get it as he gets around the edge. And that's going to be first down yardage after initially looking like it was going to be stopped as Rodriguez gets around the corner.
East High's done a great job setting that edge all night long, and that was the first time that Foothills got outside on them.
Yeah, and that was just great patience by the back because he had his wing back there as a lead blocker, and he kind of played with that outside defender just enough to delay him to get around the corner. First down, Trojan.
First and 10 from the 44.
Whoa, and that was a tough snap inside, and I don't know how they got that off.
Number 2, Elias
Trevino got 3 hard yards, but just the mesh point looked like a mess there, Coach.
It did. You see, Foothill pretty big up front, and when you get a little running back like Trevino, he just popped out of there. Yeah, he was playing hide and seek in there, peekaboo, and all of a sudden saw a hole, and there he goes.
Yeah, but one of the things we've talked about that's important, that's not happening for the Trojans. They're not winning first down pretty well right now.
They should have be looking at second and.
Oh, that ball's out!
I think East High's got it.
We just talked about the mesh point being a mess and just so much traffic within that small area. And right again, Coach, you see it hunt the Trojans.
But you see with that East Side defensive front, they're getting some pressure, so they're blowing up that mesh point. They're getting into that backfield, which again is a no-no if you're a double wing team, that you can't allow penetration.
Yeah, that's a great point, Coach. Got to give credit where credit is due. That nose for East High, I want to pay attention to who it was because he definitely needs his name mentioned because they've been blowing stuff up in there.
Again, you got man coverage, you got single coverage with outside leverage out here on Fonseca. And he's got a guy. Oh, look at that.
Great break on the ball.
Moore's pass is incomplete, intended for
He had Paul Campos wide open in the end zone.
Yeah, Campus was open. But Rodriguez, just a great break on the ball as it looked like the receiver had a step on him on that inside route. And that was an amazing job just to get that break up.
Kind of a short post, deep post combination there.
I tell you what, I love what I'm seeing from the offense of Coach Carrasco. Spreading it out like you said, not scared to put it in the air, Coach. Oh, and now they put it on the ground.
Just when we think they're getting there, fumble the punt, the punt team, they make a fumble here and then
gets the credit.
So they haven't got quite all the kinks out, but
47-yard line.
I'm sure Coach Carrasco's very pleased with how they're playing so far.
Yeah, I mean, and it goes back to the credit that I was giving to the offense. You told me how much they throw the ball around. We saw Romero do a fantastic job, has up to 100 yards and maybe more in this first half, but I'm liking what I'm seeing from Matt Moore in the offense, period.
And this has forced him to go away from Romero. He hasn't carried the ball in about 4 plays. Wide open.
Oh! Great defense. They tried the one-on-one matchup, as you stated, Coach.
Yeah. And the middle of the field was wide open again.
4th and 16.
He's kind of taking a pre-snap read and then picking that receiver.
105 remaining in the first half.
So that was kind of a series that Coach Carrasco wishes he had back, and happens to many offensive coordinators. You go that first down after a turnover, you try it big, doesn't come up with it. Now you're 2nd and 10.
Yep.
And then you throw it again. Now you're 3rd and 10.
And you got away from the game plan that got you successful in the first half.
I got Romero sitting here with 100 yards already in the first half.
This is a nice punt. Or not that nice. Looked nice off his foot, but it ended up caroming out of bounds at around the 23-yard line. I'm banking he's stopping at the 23, and boy, I'm good.
Spotted at the 23-yard line.
Got a score from Highland. Independence 14, Highland 7.
Oh,
Second quarter.
So the Prince Ellis show is showing out over there, over the Juarez show.
25-yard run for the Blaze.
Well, I tell you what, I know it's where it's not showing. The South High Rebels,
Oh,
who
my
are
goodness.
0-6. There's only two
First and 10
defeated
Trojans.
teams in town. East High at 0-5 and South High at 0-6.
Well, Coach, let me ask you this. Stockdale, who they finally beat?
They beat El Diamante.
Oh,
12-9.
Okay. Well, good job for the Mustangs.
But
finally
El
getting off the
Diamante
shine.
has not won a game either. So Foothill breaks that double
Fumbled
wing.
again.
No, he was down. Yeah, he was down. So they finally break that double wing, go to a double set.
He's brought down by number 65.
Exactly what
Matthew Alaniz.
Coach Carrasco and the Blades wanted, because I don't know how well
Delgado.
Joel Trevino can throw it, as you see.
2nd and 9. Second
Oh,
and 10.
middle screen goes nowhere. And, Coach, I was joking right now because every snap you see Coach Carrasco and his staff, they're about 3 yards into the field. They already got the one sideline warning. Well, we have another timeout with 19 seconds left. We'll stay here since we'll take a break for the half. And we have a penalty being discussed as well by the White Hat. And I hope it's not the sideline warning.
Well,
And it looks like that's what the conversation is being held. He's like, hey, Coach, I'm telling you to stay back. You guys are coming out to the numbers.
that's Coach Dave Fanucchi out there,
Fanucci,
So-
the legend.
former head coach here at Garces High School.
Oh, yeah, I remember giving Fanucci the blues my senior year and picking off the first play of the game against Brandon Abbott, who was my Compton Junior High quarterback and Compton Oiler quarterback.
19 seconds remaining in the half.
That play chapped my high because I got the pick. The next play, Steve Wofford gets the touchdown.
Against the Trojans,
Oh,
which is also going to be a loss
Wow.
of downs for the Trojans.
wow. So that's crucial right there with the loss of down, Coach.
Yes, it is. Foothill, that's their third penalty for 25 yards. East High has 3 penalties for 45
5-yard
yards.
penalty drops it back to the 20-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 13.
19 seconds left in this second quarter. We've got about a second and 8.
Shafter 36, McFarland.
And I think this is a situation right here, Coach, and it looks like they're going 3rd and 13 right now after the march off. But you don't want to do something too crazy. It's a 2-score game.
Just before half.
Foothill, you're
Centennial
on your own
Holocaust
end.
12,
You don't want a
Stockdale
turnover
West
right
End
here.
6. North Stars 14, West Vikings 7.
They drop back the pass. And they going for the fade. And that's
That's out
well
of bounds.
overthrown.
As you can see,
Intended for number 2, Elias
Trevino,
Gave
Foothill's
Gutierrez
not-
on the coverage.
this
12
is not his
seconds
game,
remaining in the half.
you know, throwing the football. He's a manager. He runs that double wing. So now East High has put some pressure on him where they have to be a come-from-behind offense, which they're not geared to do.
Right now, with throwing that ball, what you do is you give them
You
the
stop
blades.
the clock.
Stop the clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of running it out, you would have had. Now you're going to give East High maybe one play.
Oh.
You got to figure.
He's going to catch it off the bounce, and he's going nowhere.
7.
Oh, but he gets out of there, and uh-oh.
You better get out of bounds. Oh,
Oh.
Flag on the play during the return.
So we have a flag, even though time has eliminated.
well, that's going to be against East High, so it's probably be declined, and that'll be the half.
Against East High.
I don't think Foothill's going to give them an extra play if they take the penalty.
Yeah, so we'll have a small conference, but like we said, we think the personal foul, the blindside block,
So that penalty.
And that penalty is declined, Coach. And like you stated,
And with no time
they will
remaining
head
on
to the
clock,
half. But now we have an East High ceremony for the homecoming king and queen, or what is it again? Bonnie and Betty Blade?
Bobby and Betty Blade, yeah.
Bobby and Betty Blade here at the East High Stadium. We'll take a break and be back with second half action.
And now everybody give it up.
High school cheer team. Once again for your East Bakersfield High cheerleaders. Now entering the field for your halftime entertainment is the East Bakersfield High School Blade Band and Color Guard. They are led on the field by outstanding drum major Jennifer Zuniga. They'll be performing their 2022 field performance titled Boundaries. This show is about the barriers and limits that place on and how we can overcome them and still reach our goal of find success. The band is under the direction of Ms. Regina Montano, East Bakersfield High School alumnus. She is assisted by percussion instructor Crispin Mendoza, color guard instructors Cody Hernandez, Jonathan Hernandez, and Gabby Ramirez. Your drum major is Jennifer Zuniga. Percussion captains are Robert Vargas and Mackenzie Gutierrez. Color guard captains Margarita Luna. Lay band and color guard would like to thank their sponsors, their band parents, for everything that they do. They could not be successful without you. You do so much for the program, and that does not go unnoticed. As well as to Mrs. Carlos Stallworth, our principal at East Bakersfield High School, East Bakersfield High Administration, and all the staff for their support of the program. Drum major, is the band ready? East Bakersfield High School Blade Band and Color Guard, you may take the field for performance. East Bakersfield High School's tradition of naming Betty and Bobby Blade is one that has existed since before East Bakersfield High School began to celebrate homecoming. It is beloved by all members of the Blade family, a legacy that endures and unites our students, faculty, and staff across decades and generations. Students who are selected as finalists for Betty and Bobby Blade are outstanding seniors who have contributed much to the legacy of East Bakersfield High School. They are among the top students in their class and also participate in athletics, clubs, ASB, Blade Band, Theater East, and many, many more of the extracurricular activities that take place throughout the year. It is an honor to be selected as a finalist for Betty and Bobby Blade. We would like to take a moment and recognize the past winners of Betty and Bobby Blade who have joined us for homecoming. If you are a Betty or a Bobby from years past, please stand up and let's everybody give a round of applause to these esteemed members of the Blade family. On the field, you can see our principal, Mrs. Carlos Stallworth, who is joined by ASB ushers Tara Bustillos, Amelia Ferguson, Sarah Casillas, and Jackson Henry. The entire family of staff and students welcomes you to be part of this time-honored tradition of naming Betty and Bobby Blade. In the car approaching the 50-yard line is the Grand Marshal for the 2022 Homecoming Parade, Vicky Spanos, being driven by Dale Fry in a mist red 2022 Chevy Corvette. Tonight we will see cars driven by members of the Corvettes of Bakersfield, Corvette Owners Association, and Street Dreams Car Clubs, who have kindly and generously donated their time to ensure that our Blade family ride in style. We would like to say a special thank you to them for joining us again. Car number 2 is driven by Ron Burrow and is a 2019 Chevy Corvette Z06, carrying the 2021 Betty Blade Leslie Art and 2021 Bobby Blade Aaron Ramos. The next car is being driven by Kathy Fry and is a black 2015 Chevy Corvette. Following her is Jim Chambers in another Corvette. This one, a 2021 Shadow Gray Beauty. He is driving our first finalist, Joanna Guzman and Noah Carreno. Joanna is the first student member of the Kern High School District Board and represents all of the students of the Kern High School District in her role. Noah is the president of the Hoops Basketball Club and an active member of many other clubs on campus. Although he says that his heart is always on the court with his team, ladies and gentlemen, Joanna and Noah. The next car being driven, the first car that was driven is being driven by Todd Smith. And the next finalists are Natalia Arnold and Aiden DeLuca. Natalia is a third-generation Blade and senior class president. She's a proud Blade, saying her time at East gave her the confidence to pursue a career as a nurse practitioner. Aiden is co-president of the Theater Board, a member of EBTV News, and many other clubs and organizations. He is also from a family of Blades and says the lessons he's learned here are those that will last a lifetime. Natalia and Aiden, ladies and gentlemen. You have to excuse me for being out of turn. Now on the field is Joanna Guzman and Noah Carreno. Arriving now is Jesse Panahero, driving a yellow 2014 Ford Thunderbird that carries finalists Emma Rodriguez and Noah Stroud. Emma is a familiar face to many of the staff and students at East Bakersfield High School because she is a cheerleader, plays soccer, runs track, and is often found helping out around campus. Emma takes pride in setting an example for future blades. You may know Noah from things like EBTV News, as well as his work as the president of East Bakersfield High NHS. He says being an East High Blade is one of the most enjoyable experiences in his entire lifetime. The next vehicle was a Chevy pickup 1936 driven by Harold DeWeese. And our last finalists, Spinelli Ortiz and David Chapon Luna. The blue 1969 Chevy Camaro owned by Terry Romanoff and driven by Kenny Hammonds. Spinelli loves to be involved in school activities during and outside of school. She is extremely active on campus as a member of the band, Cheer Squad, ASB, and much more. David loves sports and is a member of the East Bakersfield High School football team and baseball team. In addition, he maintains a high GPA and says the best part of his day is always practicing, making memories with his team. Ladies and gentlemen, Spinelli and David. The 8 candidates presented to you were chosen by staff and students of East Bakersfield High School to represent them. They are a part of the Proud Blade legacy. And now, the winner of the 2022-2023 Betty Blade is Joanna Guzman Barber. And the winner of the 2022-2023 Bobby Blade is David Chapman. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's give a round of applause for the 2022-2023 Daniel Bobby Blade, Yolandi Brothers, and David Chacon Luna. Thank you so much to all of our finalists. And to all the fans here tonight, the Blade family hopes everyone is enjoying homecoming. Thank you for your support and enjoy the rest of the game.
There he is. I told him, I said, you got to give me one of those. You got to give me one of those.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Homecoming 2022, the East High Blades up 14 over the Trojans 0. I got one of the Trojan legends behind me in Mateo Alvarez, former All-American, All-Star kicker for the Trojans and for the Renegades, and now he's a Renegade coach, and we chopping it up getting ready for tomorrow, but he just told me that Foothill has twin kickers, Coach. You ever seen that before?
One's right-footed, and he said the other one's left-footed.
One's right-footed, one's left-footed. We trying to find out they numbers, but we got Luis Gonzalez, Jose Gonzalez, or Juan Gonzalez.
Well, there's a couple brothers. They got the Trevino brothers
if you got
on
one
there,
that's
too.
right-footed, and you got one that's left-footed, what's the third one?
Two first downs.
Does he play soccer and
He's
just
the
toss
header.
too many heads it?
He's the header.
Got a score from Highland. Independence 29, Highland 16 at halftime.
Wow. I mean, we talked about Independence finding their rhythm when they got Prince. And that's a nice sky kick, and the Blades trying to get a little tricky. Darian Rodriguez on the return. He got lucky to scoop that one up. He was a little lackadaisical with that one, Coach.
You need to catch those in the air.
Number 28, Steve Reyes, is the second special teams tackle of the game.
Reyes on the tackle.
See the commander, Greg Kerr, down on the sideline.
37 yards.
What year is this for him?
2-yard return.
This has got to be
First and 10 Trojans.
close to 30 years.
So the Blades holding on to the 14-0 lead. This tight wing set hasn't been very effective for Foothill based on the fact that this defensive line for the Blades has been very tough inside.
It has. That's about a 6-inch gain by Foothill there.
Christopher Gomez
Chris Gomez.
on the tackle.
Gain of a yard, 26. Second down and 9.
So, Coach, we saw Foothill come out of that wing set
Late in the second quarter.
How long do you think they're going to stay committed to this double wing?
Well, I think definitely for this first series.
Oh,
We'll see what kind of adjustments they made.
boy, I'll tell you what, Coach, big number 75 for the Blades is out there moving the crowd. Christian Ramos putting guys on their back. Now it's going to be another tough 3rd and 10 for the Foothill Trojans. They just have not been able to get any success on early downs. Great pressure inside, and they go at the end around, and that's nice containment and great pursuit by the whole East High Blade defense.
That time they set the edge, and he wasn't going to be able to get outside. Remember last time they ran that, he snuck around and got the first down.
Yeah, and he tried that little hesitation move again, and it just wasn't going that time because you had 8 hats to the ball.
Here comes pursuit.
So East High looking for some amazing field position. 10:02 left to play in the 3rd quarter.
Well, I got to see number one of these guys is back about 10 or 50 yards, and there he is.
It's all spun. Taken at the 38 by Gabe Gutierrez.
Oh, and Gutierrez has some room, and he's across the 45 to the 40, and it looked like it was a horse collar.
Near the 40-yard line.
They didn't call it.
Looked like East High had a picket set up there for a while.
Yes, it did, Coach. I was hesitant at first because I thought he was going to skate around there with great speed from the Trojan defenders. And this is a big series for the defense of Foothill. They haven't been able to do anything offensively.
Yeah. If East scores this series and they go up 3 scores, we're talking about breaking the double wing and going to a more of a passing set. They may have to do that, Foothill.
Right, because Matt Moore has looked pretty efficient along with Romero. And this kid has been pretty tough, but right there, the Foothill defense clogged him up pretty well.
Trying to get a number 77 for Foothill.
77, Nathan Hockett on the tackle. No gain on the play.
Yeah, Nathan Hockett.
He was about 3 yards deep in that Blade backfield.
Foothill's defense has had some holes in it tonight. East High has got what they wanted in the running game. It's got what they want in that play action, boot action with Matt Moore making plays in the flat. And they've also had some things down the field. So Foothill's going to have to try to pick their poison. And that looks like a lateral right there.
It sure does.
Oh, and the official called it dead because nobody ran after it, but that was definitely a lateral thrown back.
Yeah, it was. Referees weren't in position to see it like we can see from here. But that was, definitely a lateral.
You got Coach Fanucchi out to the numbers.
That
3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
That was a break for the Blades there.
Definitely a break. You know, as players, young football players, when you're playing that running back position and your quarterback throws that swing route and that pitch relation isn't right and he throws it backwards, you got to continue to get on top of that football. Moore drops back to pass, and they throw the slant. It's there. He's still on his feet. Fonseca getting it down to the 15-yard line. And that's a great job on the slant route.
Wow, that was a bullet that Matt Moore threw.
Well, it looks like Fonseca might be.
He is down.
Fonseca is down. Frank Fonseca is down after the tough tackle. You know, that gives us time to thank our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union. Also thank our staff down at the Kern High School Superintendent's Office. Our boss, Stan Green, going into the Hall of Fame for the Renegades on October 20th. Get your tickets on GoGames.com. It's going to be an amazing night. Got a few great Renegades going in. Jeremy Stott, Octavio Martinez, Sandy Taylor, Coach Dwayne Dameron, Brandon Kurtz. It's going to be a star-studded night. Renegade Athletics Hall of Fame. And our boss, Stan Green, the quarterback of the 1988 National Championship Renegades, put a ring on it. He did. So scores around the valley.
What do you got for us?
Let's see what we got, Coach. We got, Anthony Rico returned a 95-yard kickoff for a touchdown. Then 45 seconds later, JoJo Mata threw a pick six to Independence linebacker Jorge Pineda. And so you got Independence up 29-16 over Highland. Ooh, that's a shocking score right there based on the fact that Juarez at Highland is one of the best backs in the Central section.
All right, round Frank Fonseca toughing it out, coming out of the game. Florida Fonseca, that last play was for 25 yards and an Eastside first down.
We got a score from the Frontier game. Frontier 9, Ridgeview 0. They've been up and down this season. Right now, you got the Blades trying to capitalize on some great field position. Getting only about a yard on that down. It's going to be 2nd and 9.
Doesn't look like Romero's in the game at this point.
Yeah, Romero carried the ball, the bulk of the yardage, or carries for the Blades in the first half. We were told by Coach Alvarez that he's a big-time wrestler.
We got a 2nd and 10 here.
Pistol formation for the Blades, and they go power, and that's a nice job on Patino around the corner. He's going to be close to first down yard.
Yeah, he's going to be, it looks like a little short, but
brought down by number 9, Isaac Montoya.
Going to be about a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Still can get the first down.
8-yard carry to the 8-yard line.
So Coach Carrasco's offense is being very consistent today, Coach. Very balanced. And right now they have a golden opportunity inside the 10-yard line.
I'm just wondering what's wrong with Romero. If he's over here on the sideline.
All right, I don't see him. They go inside to Patino, and that's going to be right at the sticks.
It's going to be enough for a first down, I think. Yeah, first down for East High. About on the 5-yard line. What do you think? Maybe on the 6?
Yep, right at the 6, Coach. So great job by that offensive line. They've done a fantastic job tonight.
2-yard gain.
Coach Chappie's game.
Brother Big Horse is still on the sideline here. Romero.
Inside dive, and that's going to be a Blade touchdown. And you just heard him calling Bobby Blade because during the halftime, the young man actually won Homecoming King.
David Chacon, number 4. Looks like he's the long snapper, too.
Gotta love it, man. Talk about a team player. You know, but you're starting to see the blood get to going and flowing for this Blade team as Mr. Dominguez walks by and gives us our dap. Definitely want to thank the East High staff. They're doing an amazing job tonight with this homecoming. And I think that energy is transitioning into the team, Coach.
6:26 remaining.
Kick is up, kick is good. The East High Blades are up 21 over the Trojans 0. We'll take a break and come back with more action right after this.
By the Chacon touchdown.
We all come from different backgrounds. and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities.
All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Eastside Blades up 21. Foothill Trojans haven't been able to get anything going. I want to say they probably have less than 5 first downs on the night.
Really haven't done what they've wanted to, you know, when in this double wing. They want to keep that ball, like we told you, like a boa constrictor, and just nickel and dime you with those 2-yard runs, those 3-yard runs, occasionally a 4 or 5-yard run.
Yeah, and that Eastside defensive line is having nothing to do with it. I mean, we just heard Renegade Rob shouting out the offensive line. We got to make sure you give this defensive line some credit, because that's the determining factor of this football game tonight.
Yeah, because they're pitching a shutout so far.
Oh, and they go with the keeper.
Number 5, Joel Trevino with the quarterback.
And again, that's a couple of yards, but it's just so hard for them to get any success.
A little different, you know, as a D coordinator for East, you don't really know what they're going to come out in. Of course, they came out in the shotgun that time, so you may see Trevino, the quarterback for Foothill, run a lot of quarterback keepers now, because I don't think they trust his arm to throw the ball downfield.
We are now selling them.
And see where they break the double wing here. So
concessions, and they are on sale at a discounted price of $3.
So Coach Deckard
for tonight's homecoming program.
Spreading his offense out, and that's a nice catch.
And I think that might be his first completed pass downfield for Trevino.
I actually want to agree with you, Coach. I think that might be his first completion of the night.
Now, if you're a DB, you've been playing double wing for 2 quarters. Now you get to open up, let this guy throw the ball, and that's always want to let a rookie quarterback, you want to let him throw the ball. Don't put the rush, play the coverage.
Tonight's commemorative homecoming.
Early Christmas time for the DBs.
And there we go.
Get at the
So
concession stand for $3.
that's a first down for Foothill.
5 with the quarterback.
Yeah, great job with the quarterback keeper.
Brought down by number 1, Lawrence Martinez.
So it looks like they're putting a lot of the offense on Trevino's back here.
Trevino has enough.
Yeah, I mean, coming in, Coach Joel Trevino and Elias Trevino were the 2 names that popped out when you're looking from a stat perspective. And they were averaging 30 points a game coming into the night. So they have had some kind of success. And that definitely makes you want to give East High a little bit more credit as they're shutting them out right now. So now they go with the quick screen. And that's a nice catch and nice block.
I think he might be out there.
Across the 40 to the 20.
And that's
Touchdown.
the other Trevino, but we do have a flag here on about the 40-yard line.
Wow.
And I'm assuming that's going to be against Foothill. It is.
And I know the Trojans' blood is boiling like never before, because they finally get a nice play down the field on the quick screen. And it's a holding penalty that'll negate a 60-yard touchdown catch and run for the Trojans. So we have an injured Blade down at the end of the end zone. We'll take a quick break with 4:15 to play in the 3rd quarter and be back with more Kern High Network action.
The injured player on the sideline is number 2, Frank Fonseca.
How you feeling, Ken? Right, last time, huh? Coach, did you get to see that play on tour that I was trying to show you yesterday? Yeah, I think he might be done for about at least 6 weeks.
All types of merchandise just to the south of the home bleachers. Girls basketball, running concessions.
Oh, we got the 2 driller boys going at it.
Boys basketball. Still with the hot leagues.
Carl, yeah.
And handling.
Nice. Damn, I would have recorded that. Damn. I wanted to record that game.
Round of applause for Frank Fonseca. He's finally to his feet.
All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. East High holding on to an amazing 21-0 lead, and they got Foothill playing out of character, and that's a great defensive play by the defensive end, number 36.
Bauma.
Abdelaziz Bauma. Say that fast 3 times.
He had a brother played here a couple years ago, very good player, went on to, I want to say maybe he played in the Ivy League.
Wow. I mean, hey, if he keeps making plays like that, Coach, he's going to go to somebody's Ivy League too.
David Bomar.
That was a big time play there.
That's what you want to do. You want to keep this guy in the pocket. He's a pretty good runner. Get your hands up.
Yeah, just great.
It's almost like playing against Tyler Murray, when you play Arizona Cardinals. All they have to do, those guys get their hand up. They're knocking down 3 or 4 balls a game against Murray.
Right. If you're disciplined and not losing your lanes, going up too far up the field.
It's what they call kind of a mush rush. You just want to hit into that, keep your eyes on him, keep him in the pocket, let him throw the ball.
Yes. So now, again, the Trojans behind the sticks, not time and time again. I know Mr. Guyver is going crazy over there, but Coach Decker's definitely got to be hurting. And now they're taking a shot, and that's D'd up very well, and it's picked off. Oh, it's incomplete. It looked like it was caught.
Incomplete. We may have a roughing the passer.
Yes, indeed, we do. So the Blades bail them out.
Yeah, and that's all. That ball was pretty good coverage there. Probably should have been knocked down or even intercepted.
Well, so hey, maybe this is the break that the Trojans needed tonight. We've been heavy on the Blades. Of course, it's homecoming and they're home.
Well, they're still going to have a 3rd and about 6.
Wow. So the roughing, usually the roughing the passer is a first down. I'm surprised to see it's still a 3rd down.
Well, it might have been just a personal foul.
Got you. Oh, low snap. And they go with the corner route, and that's incomplete. Great play by the defensive back, Leandro Navarro. Intended for Parra. And that's incomplete. Now, Foothill's going to have to punt again. Great job by that defense. Foothill unable to get anything going tonight, Coach.
Foothill's probably punted more tonight than they have all season.
Great opportunity for the Blades to continue to pitch this shutout because, like we said early, as they get the punt off, and it's going to take a Foothill or East High bounce, I should say, and be down at the 21.
Kind of just died there like a golf shot.
A little pitching wedge.
Like
Shout out our Blade Varsity cheerleaders.
So homecoming 2022. Beautiful crowd. What do you expect out of East High in this drive, Coach?
Well, you got a 21-point lead. You know, first time all year. So I would give them a good dose of Romero if I was East High Blades.
Yeah, you definitely want to reward Romero for the kind of night he started with by getting you this lead and give him some carries, being that he didn't play that last drive. Shotgun double set for the Blades. So now we have another timeout for the Trojans. We'll stay here. It gives us time to thank the administration of East High, Principal Carla Starworth, AP of Instruction Megan Mawson, AP of Administration Robert De La Rosa, Athletics Director James Dominguez, Activities Director Sarah Downey, and all the teachers, especially the one to my right, Coach Van Horn.
Thank you very much.
You know, Coach, I honestly can flash back to when I got custody of my brothers and sisters. We talk about it all the time. You know, when I got custody of them, they were Compton Colt graduates, came over to East High. They didn't want to change to go to Bakersfield High. I didn't want to make them change anything. Great experience knowing that I had you over here to help me learn how to be there for them.
That's right, yeah. Takes a family, takes a village to raise kids these days.
Absolutely, Coach. You definitely help with my village, and we appreciate you. But
And
right now,
here comes that big dose of Romero. Gets up for about 12 yards on that one.
oh boy,
I
I'm
tell you.
telling you. Man, this kid is very impressive.
Yeah. What's impressive is the size of those holes that he's running through.
Absolutely, because you're seeing some great work by that offensive line. And this kid is up over 120 to 130 yards by now.
We talk about body language all the time. You kind of see that play right there, the body language from Foothill. Foothill, I think, knows what's coming. They're loading the box.
Yeah, and we got movement there.
So you can see Foothill kind of creeping a little bit. They know that, I think they know they're going to get a dose of Romero, so they're crowding the box. So I think Coach Fanucchi and Coach Carrasco are smart enough to go on top.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that you told me to be prepared for that I didn't know was going to happen. They've done a great job through the air tonight, Coach. Running a lot of good things inside the hash and outside. Oh, and that's Romero, and he's across the 30. And if he gets a block, he might be to the house. But great pursuit by the Trojans. And that's a nice 15 to 17-yard run, but we got another flag, and it's a laundry fest.
Brought down the play by number 9, Isaac Montoya.
So we'll see what the committee of Zebras.
I'm saying it might have been a hold on the whiteouts out here for East High.
Yeah, look, because it looked like it was a little bit too good at blocking.
Is that a face mask call?
Face mask.
Wow, so it was a face mask against East High. And I guess as you're extending those hands, sometimes the finger gets caught in the mask as you're trying to get that push. And that's a face mask on the offense, a rare one.
Well, that's still going to give him a first down, according to the chains.
2:38 to play in this third quarter. East High doing whatever it wants, like it's a 1994 basketball game. But it's football on Wheeler Field. And now you got Moore. Throws it away, and that's incomplete. Bring up 2nd and 5.
You know, they've tried that play a couple times, and I think they're about 1 for 3 out of that, you know. And that's just a simple swing pass that if after he makes a fake, you stepping back a yard and just throwing it out. He's wide open.
Right.
A lot of green out there.
The one thing I did like that he did, Coach, was wait a couple more seconds just so he could throw it forward, because his coaches probably told him about that lateral he got away with. Oh, huge blindside block inside. Oh, my goodness. That was a great crackback block, but you can't do that anymore in today's game.
That one's going to be on Patino, number 24.
Woo, that was nice. Back in our day, that was all legal.
That was legal.
We used to tell you, you better keep your head on the swivel.
Yeah.
And as a corner, I had to make sure I said crack. But that was just an amazing blindside block. But in today's game, you can no longer hit a defender until he sees you.
That's right. And if you remember, Arvin used to be the king of that. They had a little guy out there named Louis Salas.
Louis Salas.
And he would come down and get a running start at those D ends, and he would just light them up.
Know who else was notorious? And he was an East High Blade. Rick Sanchez, because he got me for hit of the week one year. Nice ball inside by Moore, and they've completed that slant time and time again, Coach.
That was Paul Campos. That might be Campos' second or third catch there.
And shout out to the Campus family.
He kind of
Philip Campus.
He kind of had to wait on that one. That one, usually Moore's been throwing this slant on a line, and that's one of the best ball he throws is that slant.
Yeah, but, Coach, I'm impressed with the hands of these receivers catching it in traffic in the middle, too. Trips open set for the Blades.
Third and about 13. Oh, he's got somebody open. Oh!
Soon as I give him credit, they drop one. Oh, you must have heard me, and I jinxed him.
That ball was very catchable.
Oh, that was a perfect throw by Moore.
That was George Ortiz with the drop there.
Oh, Ortiz, I'm sorry, man. I jinxed you. Because you definitely had it.
That would have been a first down there.
But, Coach, you hit the nail on the head again. You got your crystal ball out. That slant ball that he's throwing has been so precise all night.
In the third quarter, North Stars 20, West High Vikings 7.
So Foothill playing with some pride, and that's a nice punt. Takes a nice play down.
15 yards.
So, hey, Coach, what's that? That takes us up to about 55 hitting yards tonight.
Yep. The other 55 is East High has 6 penalties, and they're all 15-yarders.
Wow. Add that up.
90 yards.
Wow. So you're giving them a whole football field in penalty yards and still up 21-0.
Yep.
That's true domination. But you could be up 42-0. First and 10 Trojans, and they're coming out in that shotgun double set, getting rid of that wing for now. Oh, and that looked like a lateral itself. Uh-oh, nice move. Quick screen and out for about 9, maybe 10 yards.
You know, when you got a quarterback that's not a true passer, most of your passing game is sideways. Tunnel screens, slip screens, whatever you want to call it. So if you're East High, you've got to realize that.
They just haven't been able to do much on the ground, Coach, and that's their traditional strength.
Yeah. And when it's all said and done, you're going to have Trevino, quarterback Trevino, number 2. He's going to be their leading rusher, leading passer, and that's something you can't do.
Right, you definitely got to have more balance, especially when you have a defense playing as well as this defense is as a unit. 14 seconds left in this third quarter, 2nd and 9 for the Trojans, and another low snap.
Yeah, and again, all East High had to do, get your hands up, you knock that ball down.
Right, and one of the things the quarterback has to realize Yeah, I know the play call is to throw this slant, but you just can't just pick that up off the ground and just throw it out there. That's how he threw that early pick on the bottom side to really change the momentum of the game early. But hey, easier said than done. 3rd and 9 for the Trojans. And I think the pressure of the defensive line is just causing this center way too many problems. That's going to be well out of bounds and incomplete.
See, if you're East High, you just sit back and let him throw. He's gonna.
And that is the end of the 3rd quarter. East High Blades holding on to this homecoming lead with 21 over Foothill 0. We'll be back with 4th quarter action.
21.
We all come from different backgrounds and practice different traditions, but we belong to one humanity. At Valley Strong Credit Union, we care deeply about the communities where we live and serve. That's why over the past 80 years, we've donated and invested millions of dollars into various partnerships, nonprofits, and businesses in Kern County. And as we continue to grow, we remain rooted here in our community. Valley Strong. Grow your possibilities.
On the field. And right now you got the White Hat coming over to have a nice little session with Coach Carrasco. So, and it's another get back. Oh, no, so they're waving it off. They're giving him another warning.
Waved off.
So the line judge, he wanted to go ahead and get these guys off his back. White Hat said, hey, let's go ahead and just let them play football. It ain't about you on the sidelines tonight, line judge. And the flag is waved off. You got to love it. You know, there's a rumor going around that I don't like officials. So let's get that debunked right now. Officials are some of my favorite people in the world, man. Nick Ellis, one of the greatest officials of all time, is one of my guys, retired.
And he's here taking pictures.
Absolutely, one of the best in the business. My coach, James Taplin, we had a chance to do Coach Tap's game. They were the first all-African-American unit of officials to do a Kern High School game. That was pretty special. He was my first coach.
28-7.
See, I like him.
At West High.
Patton, Mustache. We used to call him Mustache. We used to give Patton the blues back in the days, man. Yeah. But now as an adult, that's my guy. See, I got some officials on my squad. But right now it's about these Blades, and they got a 95-yard drive in front of them, maybe 96.
Ball carrier was number 24.
One thing we've seen from them, Coach, they've been consistent, they've been balanced, they've been backed up. Everything they've needed to do tonight, they've done it.
This is their worst field position all night.
Yeah, because that's right inside the 5-yard line on the 4. And they've been in that shotgun spread set pretty much all night. And now that's a nice job by Foothill's defense, just playing tough up front. And you love to see that after we talked about body language.
Yeah, so if they're going to make a run here, they got to make some stops here.
So, Coach, 3rd and 9. From a defensive play caller's perspective, are you aggressive here, wanting to try to create some pressure, or are you trying to keep everything in front of you? What are you doing here?
Well, I'm trying to keep everything in front of me. I'm probably looking for that quick slant, because Moore's had a lot of success with that. Because if it's not there, it's usually thrown away. But they're going to let Patino get up the middle.
And the ref got in the way, or that would have been 96 yards to the house.
Patino has enough. Police time, first down.
Wow, amazing job by that offensive line once again.
Brought down to play number 70. Anthony Perez.
Patino, a little different back than Romero is. A little quicker, smaller.
Gain of 16 to the 24-yard line.
He
First
comes
and
out of
10.
those holes a little quicker. Romero's he's more of a lumberer. He's a big kid. But once he gets his shoulders turned north and south, he's a load.
Yeah, but how about this offensive line again, Coach? You're seeing all the damage being done in between the tackles.
And you mentioned it. You mentioned it a little bit when they started this drive. We talked about field position. Foothill got a little on their toes there because they got him backed up. But now, since Eastside's had a couple 10, 15-yarders, now you've seen that those big guys up front kind of get that lean.
Yeah, and that body language on the other sideline is definitely getting somber as those chains move every time. Getting a little more and more somber. Trips open set for the Blades. They go right back to the ISO, eating up everything in the middle of the field. Still on his feet. Oh, my goodness. 16-yard rumble for Patino.
You know, if Patino keeps this up, he may get 100 yards too, because he was going to get 95 on this drive.
Absolutely. Lorenzo Patino is coming out and showing you, hey, I can run hard between these tackles too, Coach Cal. Another first down for the Blades, and man, you wouldn't believe this team was on 5 if you saw them tonight. Oh, and that's the ball's on the ground, and that might be the break that they needed. Great individual effort by number 53, Nathaniel Alvarez. Wow. Just when you thought that the Blades were going to put them to sleep, Foothill gets a break.
34 remaining in the ballgame. Foothill Trojans have it at the Blades' 43-yard line.
That was kind of, they've been handing the ball to Patino. No read, no RPOs, kind of throwing an RPO there. So Moore hasn't really been active in the RPOs today. Held the ball a little long. Foothill defensive line was in the backfield.
All right, we've talked about the Blades.
Hands up.
So it's incomplete. But, yeah, Coach, we talked about the Blades defensive line getting penetration and causing problems. That was a great job by Foothill doing that.
It sure was. They got to that mesh point fast, blew it up, and that's what caused the fumble.
So 2nd and 10 for the Trojans. They have not been able to muster up anything consecutive to keep the chains moving consecutively. I think they had 2 first downs in a row early in the game, but since then it's been a struggle. And now 2nd and 10, shotgun double set. And that's definitely a lateral.
Lateral to number 23, Darian Rodriguez. He is brought down by number 2, Frank Fonseca. Back in the ball game.
That's going to be about a 5-yard loss there for the Trojans.
Coach, I've been hearing Fonseca all night, making plays all over the place. He's been injured a couple times, but he's been making a few plays on that defense, and that's a great job. And another tackle for a loss by the Blade defense.
Yeah, which means about 7 minutes and 50 seconds, we've got to make a decision here.
I think this is 4-down territory now, Coach, huh? And they're taking a shot. It's well overthrown and incomplete by Trevino.
That'll bring up 4th down for the Trojans.
So, you don't get anything on that, Coach, so you got to pretty much punt.
Yeah, you force a turnover, but you can't get anything out of it. Again, we talked about let Trevino throw the ball. As you see, if he tries to throw the ball downfield, it hasn't been successful. Everything's been lateral.
And it's almost, Coach, like he's playing at the park, to where he's just dropping back and hoping somebody catch it.
Yeah, this is going to be
oh, my goodness. And that's going to be a about a 7 to 8 yard punt and shanked by Foothill, and that makes you feel like you probably should have just went for it.
Well, when it rains, it pours.
Yeah, buddy, and I know my team captain for the Drillers and for the Renegades, and Mr. Guyvit is definitely not liking what he's seeing out of his Foothill team. Just a lack of execution in simple moments. You know, and of course, you got Brandon Deckard, head coach, along with Mike Gregg and Randy Maples and my frat brother Leonard Nevels, you know, who was a heck of a player for Highland back in our day. Those guys don't take win or losing lightly either. You know, there's a lot of quality guys on that sideline. You know, but ultimately, coaches can only do so much. It's up to players to execute.
That's right.
Oh, and now you got Patino. And he's looking like a man that wants more carries as he gets another 11-yard gain. And this kid might be at 100 yards right now, too.
Yeah,
Coach.
we talked about that. They may have 2 100-yard rushers tonight against Foothill.
Yeah, so really, Kevin Willie, I hope you brought 2 shirts tonight because it looked like our player of the games might be either the whole offensive line or those 2 running backs putting in work back there.
I may have enough shirts, but you may have to pick the one that fits.
Hey, they could put it on their wall or something. Oh, wow. So we had a pancake in the backfield, and that looked like it's going to be a hole right in front of the white hat. And that'll back the Blades up, making it
Another message this time
1st
from
and
our
20.
athletic director, Mr. Dominguez. He would like to thank all the people that support
You know,
the
and I
East
definitely
High
want to
School
thank
athletics department throughout the year.
the staff at East High and Carla Stallworth, principal,
as well as the custodial
AP of Instruction, Megan
ASB.
Mawson, AP of Administration, Robert De La Rosa,
So thank
Athletic
you also
Director,
to Megan
James
Mawson
Dominguez,
and
Activities
Roberta
Director,
De La
Sarah
Rosa,
Downey,
our assistant
and
principal.
also our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union, as well as our staff down at the Kearns High School District Superintendent's Office.
Special shout out to our Director of Activities,
So this is first and forever,
who led our halftime show.
first and about
Ms.
20.
Shara Shannon.
Now you got Moore rolling right in this, and that's a nice throw on the roll on the deep out, Coach. Wow.
What we call bulldog there.
The gain of 8 to the 48-yard line.
Derek Carr made a living at Fresno State running that route.
Ugh. Man, and I'm such a huge Derek Carr Raider fan. We got to figure out a way to get a win, man. I don't mean to change the subject on y'all, but it's been hard to be a Raider fan through the first 3 weeks of the season. Oh, man. 2nd and 14. Pistol spread formation for Moore. Moore's looked very impressive tonight for the Blades. Now he's going to take another shot on that slant, and that's a great defensive play.
It was by number 7.
For George Ortiz.
Derek Sanchez with the breakup.
Sanchez finally says, hey, I'm stepping in front of one of these, man. Y'all ain't going to just keep throwing this slant across my face. And that's one of the things I remember getting chewed out for early in my career, Coach, is never let this color cross your face on a route. Like, that's something as a defensive back and you're in man coverage, if you see the color cross your eyes, you've done something wrong because you should be staying inside of him so you can prevent that pass.
That's
and
right.
He finally does it. Great job by the defense, looking to try to get 2 consecutive stops for the Trojans.
Yeah, 3rd and 13 here for the Blades.
Oh, and they run a stun inside.
Oh,
and that looked like a hold out here, and there was the flag late because they were trying to run that comeback route again, Coach, and the defender just never let him go. He actually had hold of him like the receiver was trying to block him.
Yeah, they were.
Pass interference against the Trojans.
Yeah, the defender never took his hands off the receiver.
And an East High first down.
And I'm impressed with the route combinations that Coach Carrasco is calling for his quarterback because these are some more NFL-style routes that you're seeing Matt Moore throw with these deep comebacks. Oh, wow, so we got a stunner going on down the street, 30-29 Highland. At the start of the fourth quarter, they came all the way back. It was 29-14, if I'm not mistaken. Wow. Wow, so Juarez must have got cooking over there. Off the limb.
Well, not only is Eastside winning on the scoreboard, they're winning on the penalty chart, too. That was their 8th penalty. Saw him today, and he says they were ready to go.
I love it.
That was no lie. They were ready to go tonight.
I love it, too, Coach, because as I said that, I looked down and I saw the enjoyment in Chappie. Right now, as he's congratulating his guys, you can tell how much this means to him. One of the best football brains in the business, in Ken Chapman. So, ladies and gentlemen, we had an amazing night. We had some amazing tacos. We had some amazing hospitality from Mr. Dominguez. Got us with the sandwiches. I finally was able to treat Coach for dinner. I was probably down about 5 dinners to 1. I got you, Coach. I got you. Next week, too. But Foothill looking to try to make a play. And they had a nice seam, but that's going to be tackled at the 44-yard line.
Brought down by number 36.
Eduardo Sanchez.
Yeah, so, I mean, right here, if you're the Trojans, 128 to play, it's 28-0. You got to let it all hang out. You know, I mean, it's been a game where you've tried some things. You went to the spread set after being in the wing all day. Right now, you got to pull out the trick plays, whatever you got in the basket. And just try to finish the game with some pride.
Yeah. You just don't want to add any fuel to the fire, East High here in this late in the game, and
right, you want to win with class. Oftentimes you see the heads get a little hot in these moments, but it looked like Foothill's going to be content to come out in that wing. Oh, and Coach, one of the things Daniels did right there on the keeper that can get him hurt, he's spinning out, but then he's trying to take a knee in the middle of the play. You gotta go down a little bit safer than that, young man.
Yeah.
They're gonna crush you down there.
well, he got caught from the backside. Luckily, that East High blade kind of missed him a little bit for that back shot.
Right. I mean, that looks scary.
I don't know if he meant to take a knee, but he kind of got stopped. His forward progress, dropped to a knee, caught from behind.
Yeah, let's see. So 2nd and 12 right now. They're going to throw it, and they got a man. Oh, and it's caught. Nice throw and catch. Finally, they've been trying to connect on that corner route all night, but it looks like they're coming back towards the line of scrimmage. What's going on? So they're calling that incomplete. Wow, I thought he caught that. So I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it was incomplete. Looked like he had it going to the ground.
Couldn't tell. For me, I kind of got blocked by the East High bench there because it was right on the sideline.
Wow, so tough break, as that would have been first down yardage, but nonetheless, 3rd and long with 36 seconds to play. And the Trojans trying to do anything, but that East High defense is not having any of it as they smell blood in the water on the East Side.
And that should do it. There's 24 seconds left. If you're Foothill, you're just going to shake hands here. Let the clock run out.
Wow, so for the 2nd year in a row, Coach, the East High Blades come in as the underdog and win the rivalry.
They do, and that'll be their first win of the year.
Wow, so the Blades get their first win of the year over the Foothill Trojans. 2nd consecutive homecoming win over the Trojans. But just a great night by the team top to bottom.
It was. It was a great night for the Blades. Everything went out well. Field looked great. Foothill rebound that puts them at 2-5. They go now into that Horizon League, you know, Golden Valley, Arvin, Miramonte, and Foothill. So they've got a chance to knock off an Arvin or even a Golden Valley.
Yeah, it's definitely going to get interesting as league play comes in. But it was a good game tonight, very entertaining, even though it appeared one-sided. But ultimately, the Blades will come away with the victory, 28 over the Trojan 0. It's been Kenny Calvin, Rick Van Horn, and Kevin Willie for Kern High Network. We want to thank our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union. Also want to thank our staff down at the Kern High School District Superintendent's Office. Thank you and good night.